Jeremy, thanks a lot. What happened to this man who died after being taken to the Chatham County Detention Center in November is being reviewed by the Chatham County Sheriff's Office. Savannah police arrested and charged this suspect with a misdemeanor. But what is raising eyebrows among some in law enforcement is that the Sheriff's Office is claiming that this man that you'll see in the video, the body camera video from the police, was never processed as an inmate into the jail. We must warn you that some of the video that you will see may be disturbing.
Shut up, man. Yeah.
This was one of the last times that the Chatham County Sheriff's deputies would see a man identified as Carlos Gutierrez alive. After this November 18th arrest, Gutierrez would die 5 days later after being taken to the hospital. A Savannah police officer arrested him on 2 misdemeanor charges, not violent crimes.
Obstruction and failure to identify.
Obstruction and what else?
Trespass. Ready to go?
Savannah police brought Gutierrez to the county detention center to be processed as thousands of detainees are done each year. His case is different, not just because of his death, but the sheriff's office saying he was never an inmate of theirs.
We never accepted him. He was in our facility, but he was never in our custody.
How can that be? WJCL 22 News obtained Savannah Police incident report that states Gutierrez was accepted into the Chatham County Jail custody and moved to a cell. A report we gave to Chief Deputy MacArthur Holmes to review because he hadn't seen it.
No, he was never cleared for intake.
So you're disputing what the officer...
I am, and he was never accepted into the Chatham County Jail custody.
Holmes arguing that Gutierrez was never processed because the jail's intake nurse never took his vitals. Deputies say he was still resisting while in custody. It seems that she is taking his vitals. You're saying that no, she never was able to complete that task.
Complete that. She didn't get a stable vitals.
We found out that Georgia law allows the sheriff's office to, quote, refuse acceptance of any person who has not received medical treatment for obvious physical injuries or conditions of an emergency nature.
We also have to make sure they don't have any type of hepatitis or do PPDs or whatever, make sure that tuberculosis, all these things.
We asked Savannah police to comment on this incident. They sent us this email that reads, our involvement in this matter ended when our officers transferred custody of the individual to deputies of the Chatham County Detention Center. We reviewed police policy, and it reads, SPD officers must, quote, advise receiving agency personnel of any potential medical or security hazards. We did not see that happen in the body camera worn video.
That's your paperwork.
Yeah, I got it.
Also in that video, SPD argues its officers transferred intake paperwork. And we showed that video to Chief Deputy Holmes. After our interview, we found this quick interaction between the deputy and the intake nurse.
You accepted him or not accepted him?
Savannah police arguing that it shows the officer receiving verbal confirmation from the detention center nurse that the inmate had been accepted. So why didn't deputies process him? We sent that exchange to the sheriff's office for a comment. A spokesperson told me over the phone the video has been sent to the Chatham County attorney. Later in that video, deputies are seen hurrying Gutierrez off to a holding cell. About an hour later, we're told an ambulance would take him to Memorial Hospital, where he died days later. According to this email, 6 months after this incident and 9 days after WJCL 22 Investigates began inquiring about it, Chatham County Sheriff's Office contacted the GBI Regional Investigative Office in Statesboro and requested that GBI open an investigation into Carlos Gutierrez's death November 25th of last year. GBI denied this request, given the lapse of time between the incident and the submission of the request.
I did not contact GBI and requested an investigation. To my knowledge, the sheriff did not asked and inquired an investigation. So I need to find out who called GBI and requested an investigation.
You had a bunch of deputies use force to control him. Do you think in any way that he may have been injured by that use of force?
Well, I watched that video myself, and I saw no instance where it created problems that would have resulted in injury causing death.
WJCL 22 Investigates has learned that the Chatham County coroner has requested an autopsy of Gutierrez by the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigations. The final report has not been released. Now, do you have a story that needs investigating? Email us at WJCL.com.